Hi loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review slash dupe video. So the palette I'm going to be reviewing today is a Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe collaboration. This is the volume 2 one. I did a review when this first came out a long time ago, but I did not like the way my hair looked in the videos. But in the midst of me waiting to do another review, I came across a dupe for the palette. So this is what the dupe looks like, and you guys, it is absolutely amazing. So if you're not familiar with my channel or you didn't see my James Charles video, I also duped that palette as well. So what I did for that one is I did one eye with the James Charles palette and then the other with the dupe. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. So like I said before, I did a review on the Jaclyn Hill palette because it's literally absolutely amazing. I'm just go ahead and say that now. But to really get my thoughts and everything on the palette, you have to see later in the video. If you've seen my Pro Book Artistry palette from Lorac and how I reviewed that, that's how I'm going to be reviewing this palette the exact same way. So like I said, this is the dupe for the Jaclyn Hill volume 2 palette in collaboration with Morphe, and this is what it looks like. It's literally the exact same thing. Now, this palette does contain 39 shades, while the Jaclyn Hill one contains 35. So this one has 4 more eyeshadows in it. If you guys want to see my thoughts on the palette, just make sure to look in my description box. You can see that I put timestamps below just in case you're here for a certain reason and not for the whole video. And yeah, if you're familiar with my channel and familiar with my video that I posted for the Lorac Pro Artistry book palette, I like to review my palettes based off of 4 categories: performance, packaging, pricing, and color selection. Now I know I didn't say that in the right order. I had it written down, but I don't know where I put it. So yeah, but I'm basically gonna be reviewing all of those 4 categories, and I like to rate them by hearts. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. Okay, you guys, so I decided that I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill palette on this eye and then the dupe on this eye. So the first shade I'm going to take is this shade right here called Feeling Myself. I'm just gonna take just a little bit of this color just for transition. So I want it to pop, but not that much. It really doesn't have to. And I'm going into the shade a lot because I'm literally just applying a little bit at a time. Because I want to be real strategic about this because I don't want it to come through too much. So now I'm going to take this shade right here called Lolly Mama to apply this. Make sure that it really blends in the transition first, and then that's when I'll start focusing on like packing on the color a lot. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into this shade Therapy Sesh and blend that mainly on the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm gonna slowly bring it into my crease. So I wasn't gonna do this at first, but I'm gonna actually go in with this shade right here. It is called Not My Journey, and I'm just gonna deepen up my outer corner just a tad bit. So I almost forgot to tell you guys, so I'm going in with the shade Positivity. As you can see, I already like kind of put it on, but I'm gonna actually mix it with Certified right here to make it just a little bit lighter and a little bit more on the peach side. So now I'm gonna go back into Not My Journey and just apply that on the edges, kind of deepen that up a little bit more. And then take my blending brush and then kind of just like blend the two so it can like have a more gradient effect. Okay, so now that the crease is done, I'm gonna go in with my NYX liners, and I'm gonna start off by putting the pink one, and then it's gonna fade into the purple. So the lines are pretty thin, so once I do like a close-up and everything like that and show you guys the final look, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Okay guys, so I decided to use some glitter as well, and I'm going to be going in with this one. This is from Glam Beauty Cosmetics, and I can't remember the name of it, but I'll just list it down below in the description box, and I'll list down the link where you can purchase it. So this is what the palette looks like. It looks just like the Jaclyn Hill. But I mean, that's the point. So yeah, I'm just going to basically do every single thing that I did on this eye with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to show you guys the shades and everything like that, but I'm just not in a talking mood today. I'm just really not. It's that time of the month. I don't feel like talking, okay? I'm already did enough with the intro and the review and everything like that. So I'm just going to go into all the shades. I'm going to show you all the shades that I'm going into, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So you guys, for the purple shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette called Not My Journey, there wasn't a purple in the Dupe palette to match that, so I mixed those two purples, and then I went in with a black on top in the same palette just to get that more of a cool tone purple. So yeah, that's basically what I did so that the colors could match. So as you guys can see, the Jaclyn Hill palette works absolutely amazing. So the first category that I will go over is packaging. I definitely like this packaging a lot more than the first Jaclyn Hill palette. It's very sleek and it's the same size, but it has a glossier packaging, which a lot of people complain about the first one just basically getting dirty and you can't clean it, which you actually can. Like, all you need is a little bit of water and some baby oil or any type of oil base, and it can get all of the makeup off, because that's most likely what's on your palette in the first place. So you definitely can, and it's a lot easier to do it with this one because it has a glossy packaging. But yeah, I definitely like the packaging. It's sleek. It's not too big, so it's easy for travel. And yeah, so as far as the packaging, I give it 5 hearts. So I feel like now we can go straight into color selection, which this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, when I first seen this palette, I'm just like, a lot of the colors look similar, you know, and it's just like, this palette looks like you could just only do sunset type of looks, when honestly that's not true at all. When I watched Jaclyn Hill's video on her releasing of this palette and she swatched all the shades and everything like that, this palette has a lot of variety, so I really like it based off of that. I love how it contains a black and a matte white shade. Well, it's kind of whitish beige, and if I keep looking over here, it's because I'm trying to look and see if I'm still in focus and it's still recording, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so I really love the color selection in this palette. I feel like it has a lot of variety. You can create a lot of looks with this. Like I said in my previous video of me reviewing a palette, you know, you really want to appreciate palettes that you can create a lot of looks with, and you're not very limited to a certain amount, especially if it's an expensive palette, which this is not, which I'll get into that later in the pricing category. But yes, so I really love the color selection in this palette. I feel like it's colorful, and she released it, I feel like, at a perfect time. We were slowly transitioning into spring and everything like that, so this is the perfect time to release this palette. So yeah, I really like the color selection. So I give it 5 hearts. So basically, for the performance category, you guys seen it yourself, like, it is absolutely amazing. The colors are really opaque, very pigmented. You don't really need to build, they are buildable, but you don't really need to build them up so much because you already get so much opaqueness off the bat. So I really appreciate this palette a lot. I honestly feel like the formula is better in this palette than it was in the first one. But they're so smooth, they're creamy, and they blend really well together. That was another thing that you really want to look for in palettes, is how well they blend together, and these blend amazingly. So this review is kind of like simple and straight to the point. Like, this palette is perfect in my eyes. So basically it's just gonna be 5 hearts for every single thing, but I still want to give my overall thoughts and everything of the palette and give you guys some sort of information. So yeah, I definitely give it 5 hearts for the performance. So lastly is pricing. I feel like this palette was more expensive than the first one. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I'll have everything in the description box below, but I really do feel like this palette is more expensive. This retail for $39, which I honestly is probably would be $4 more than the original one if I'm not mistaken, and it's worth it to me, honestly, 100%. This palette is just, it's really great. She really stepped up the formula. I feel like there's always room for improvement no matter how great the brand is, and this definitely improved a lot. Even when the first Jaclyn Hill palette came out, it was still great. Everybody loved it. So yeah, so as far as the pricing, I definitely give it 5 hearts as well. I think it's worth every single penny. That is the end of this review slash tutorial slash dupe video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. So as far as the fantasy palette, as you guys can see, the palette kind of speaks for itself. It's very pigmented. I feel like a lot of the shades were actually just not a little bit more pigmented than the Jaclyn Hill palette, but they were up there, definitely up there. So I was really surprised about that. This is not my first time reviewing a fantasy changeable palette here on my channel. Like I said in the beginning of the video, somewhere in the video, I reviewed the James Charles palette, and that was a dupe for that one. And I feel like this dupe is 10 times better than the James Charles one, which is just crazy. Like, the payoff is so much better to me. The shadows are more smooth. They're actually more high quality. So I honestly prefer this palette. If you guys don't have the Jaclyn Hill palette, I wouldn't say I wouldn't bother getting it because I love the Jaclyn Hill palette just that much. I feel like both is kind of worth it. But say if the Jaclyn Hill palette is not in your price range, I highly recommend that you get the Dupe one. It's absolutely amazing. I will have the price down below. I'm kind of like all over the place. I really don't remember the prices for anything or nothing, but like I said, I will have everything down in the description box. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Please like the video and share it for me. And then I'll have all of my social media links down below as well, so you guys can follow me. And make sure you turn on the post notifications so you never miss one of my uploads. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in my next one.